Okay. Hello, everyone. We are Group 0, a group of 5. I'm the team leader, Ryan. Today, we are glad to demonstrate our project, an inventory management system called Hero Inventory. We are going to cover 6 key points. That's application introduction and business values by Jason, authentication by me, inventory by Phoenix, orders by Dennis, backend and CI/CD by Catherine, file structure, component structure, and project management by me. So now let's get started. Jason.
Good evening, teachers and classmates. Today we are making a presentation on Project 3, and I will introduce the core business logic and functions, commercial and commercial value. The reason for the development of this project is that a health product sales company in Melbourne needs needs an internal inventory management system, which needs to integrate orders and inventory functions and must adapt to the needs of Australian business environment, such as the 10% tax rate. For the part 1, I will introduce the core business logic. The core business logic is mainly divided into the following three parties. The 3 main data entities. It also can be set items, sales orders, and purchase order. The user must firstly add a new product and set the initial inventory and the related attributes on the product. And then the user can change the environment of the product by adding orders. It means sales order. And purchase order increase inventory. Sales orders decrease inventory. And there are 4 primitive value for this inventory. The physical stock. The physical stock means the actually inventory in this warehouse. And the second one is a locked stock. The locked stock means the amount of stock that has been sold but not yet released. And the third one is arriving quantity. The quantity that has been purchased and will arrive but not received. And the last one is available stock. The available stock equal to physical stock plus arriving stock and reduce the locked stock that can be sold. And the entry life cycle of orders goes through 3 status. The first one is draft, and second one is confirmed, and the last one is close. For the life cycle, both to use for the purchase order and the sales order. Purchase order, the first one is draft, and when you create the order and confirm the order means arriving quantity increase, and close purchase order, the physical stock increase. And when the order closed, you can't change the order, and you can't and so the result is physical stock increase. And the same to the sales order. When the confirmed sales order, the locked stock increase. When you close the sales order, the physical stock reduction. And next part, I will introduce the functions and the commercial value of this project. The functions for this project, we can divide it into 3 management. The first one is inventory management. So the customer can view and modify product information, and such as UPC is like a barcode in this health project, and the units per carton, units, how many units per pallet, something like this. And you can view inventory, manage brand, and manufacturer and search for the product. And the second one is order management. Order management means you can complete the above mentioned order life cycle. And a simple customer management to cooperate with order management. And the last one is statistic management. So the customer can view the total number of products, the low stock products, order quantity, and order amounts, and total profit. And we also can use another management to divide the users. So we can use we can support multiple roles, such as admin, sales, trainee has different permissions. So the next one will welcome next.
Now let's look at the application in details. And firstly, I'll show you the authentication part. I like to use slow 3G mode to show you the loading effect. So now I'm logged out, so I see the sign-in page. If I try to access the main application, it will check my authentication, and I'll be blocked and redirected to the sign-in page. Now assume I'm not registered. If I put in some random information and click on sign in, an alert will pop out saying username and password do not match. So I have to sign up first. Click on sign up now, and it switches to sign up page. I can also switch back or go to forget password. Now let's sign up. I need to put in usernames, email, password, and confirm password. These fields have validations unchanged. The validations include the username length, email format, and check confirm password. You may also notice the sign up button has been disabled if there's error. And also, if I click on sign up directly, it will perform validations for all fields and prevent signing up. There is another feature for validation. It can check if the username or email you put in has already been used. For example, if I put in trainee, it will check if the username has been used and tell me the username already exists. And this also applies for the email. So if I put in an existing email address, it will check, it will tell me it's already been used. And this check is asynchronously. So it only sends a request to the backend when the user stops typing. So let me sign in with a new account, say trainee1, and I'll use my personal email address to show you the email verification feature. So it's now sending the email and successfully sign up. And I'm about to receive an email. Let's check it. So I received the email to verify my email address. Here I have my new user ID and a link. So I click on the link. It's verifying my email and it's successful. It redirects to the sign in page in 9 seconds. So now I'm in the sign-in page. But what if the token is invalid? If we click on the link again, it says the token is invalid. Now, before we sign in, I'd like to show you the forget password feature. So click on forget password and put in the email address I just registered and send a verification email. Again, I'm about to receive an email to reset my password. Okay, I click on the email address. Now we can see the reset password page, and we can put in our new password. And reset successfully. You can click this button to redirect. Now let's sign in with trainee 1. So now we are signing in with JWT. If we close this page and reopen it again, we are supposed to log in directly. And on the top right side, we can see the user profile. We have username, user ID, and email address. Now, as a new registered account, we have the role of trainee. So we have limited permissions. For example, we cannot add new orders. This button is disabled. And we cannot see users page, which should be shown here. If we try to access the users page, we will get the not authorized page. If we sign out and sign in, use sales role. Sales. We can now add new orders, but still cannot use users. And if we sign in as admin, finally, we can see users. We can manage all users here and even delete one, but we cannot delete the admin itself. Okay, finally, I'd like to show you our responsive design for the authentication page. As you can see, we have 3 stages for responsive design. So that's all for authentication part. I'll hand over to Phoenix to talk about the inventory part.
Guys, I'm Phoenix. I'm going to introduce the inventory part. In inventory page, here is the item list, and it has a sort function, like by ascent or descent. And at the bottom, user can choose how many items shows in one page. And here is a search bar. Users can search products by SKU or item name. I will show you. It's debounced and throttled when user input. It will do search after 1 second, and it is throttled. No matter how many times user press enter, it always do search once per second. Let me show you. If I press enter continually, you can see. And here is add new item button. It will pop up add new item page. User can input all attributes about the item, and every input has a validation track. For example, and in manufacturer and brand drop-down button, user can select manufacturer or brand in the list like this, and also user can input to search. And here every item has added button, and user can edit the manufacturer or brand, and also has a delete button. But if there are some item of this brand, they won't be deleted. Just for example, and when user click save button, the new item will show on the top of the list. And when user click on every item like this, it will show a item detail page. On the left of the page, it will show some of the item details like SKU and universal product code. And on the right of the page, here is a item image. And here has 3 different stock: physical stock, log stock, and available stock. And also user can preview the image of the item and zoom in, zoom out, and turn over. And also user can upload the image, like just for example, okay, the item image will add. And on the top has an edit button. User can click to edit the detail and click save button. Like, it will refresh, and also user can delete the item. Okay, that's all about inventory part. Next part, welcome Dennis.
Hello everyone, I'm Dennis, and I will share my screen. And I will talk about the orders and supplies customers. And there is the add new button for supply page. We can add a supply here. And the supply name and the email address are required. The email address, phone, and the website have validations. This is the salutation and first name, last name, company name, website, emails. And click save to save it. And we can click the line to show the details of the supplies and click to modify to change the informations and we can delete it if there is no orders related to these supplies, and we can show it delete. And if the supplies have related orders, we cannot delete it. It will show a alert that something wrong with when delete the supply details. And also we can search by supply name to find what we need about the supplies. And the functions are similar to the inventory. And now let's go to the purchase orders. And purchase order is used to make purchase. There is add new buttons also. We can add and from supply name, we can add the supplies when we create it, or we can just input here to create new supplies. And the purchase order, numbers, and date. And we can click the item table to show the inventory we have. It will show the name, SKU, stock, and price. Also, we can type to search for it. And when the item is selected, the price and amount will be automatically show and show the new line. If the line is larger than 1, we can delete it. And if the line is less or equal to 1, we cannot delete it. The action will be empty. And we can change the rate and the quantity here to make our changes. And there are shipping charges and adjustment. We can just type for the price we need to here and click save to save the purchase orders. And when we click the purchase orders, it will show the order details. And this is the draft, so it will not influence the physical stock, just as Jason told. We can modify the order if it is the draft order, and the details will show here. And the process circle is to show the status of the orders. Draft means draft. Also, we can delete it when it is the draft. And now we click save to. And we can click mark as confirmed button to make the order confirmed. It will increase the arriving stock, and the circle will be 50%. And we cannot modify or delete it if it is the complete order. It is the confirmed order. And click make as received to complete the order. The arriving stock will be physical stock of this inventory, and the process circle will be 100%, and we cannot click or delete we cannot modify or delete the orders. And we can go to the inventory page to see that it will increase the physical stock of this inventory. And the customer, the function is similar as the suppliers. And click save it. The functions are similar. And the search and the sales order, the functions are similar. The biggest difference is when we search for the inventory. When we search for the inventory, we need to find the inventory that have enough stock to be offered. If we did not have enough stock, we cannot mark the orders as confirmed. Let's say that we have not, the stock of these items is 0. And we can see if we mark as confirmed, it will say no enough inventory in stock. Current available stock of item 509 is 0. And if we change to the have enough stock we want, and click save to save the purchase order, sales orders, and mark as confirmed, it can be marked as confirmed and marked as sent. Then the order will be closed. And we can see for this one, the physical stock is decreased by 10. And another function here is apply a GST. It will automatically calculate the tax of these items and shows here. And that's all about the orders and supplies customers. Now let's welcome Catherine to talk about the next part.
Hi everyone, it's Catherine here. Today I'm going to share with you guys how we deployed our project into AWS Cloud, as well as backend structure. So we used RESTful backend based on Java Spring Boot, which has entity, repository, service, and controller layers. We use Postgres as our database and Flyway to migrate existing data to our project. We used map_struct to automatically map from entities to DTOs, which is data transfer objects. And we also dynamically inject environment variables such as URLs, usernames, passwords, and other configurations. So this is an overview for our backend. Now let me show you our API documentation by using Swagger. As you can see here, we summarize different endpoints and methods and payload structures within each entity for API consumers to use. That's all of our entities. Next, let me show you the deployment process. So we use code build to monitor GitHub repository and automatically build project when we update. We Dockerize application and deploy the artifact on ECR, which is a fully managed Docker container registry that stores and manages Docker image. Then deploy the project on ECS. We use Cognito to deploy our product pictures in S3. So this is what we have deployed for the front end. We use Spring Boot Actuator to monitor project status, use code pipeline to automatically build and deploy our project every time we push code to GitHub. We also put environment variables in parameter store and dynamically inject into the application. We deploy database on RDS by using Postgres. Lastly, to achieve a better performance, we use load balancer to balance incoming requests. So thank you for listening. That's everything from me. Let me hand over to our team leader to wrap it up. Thank you.
Thank you, Catherine. The last topic is file structure, component structure, and project management. So let's have a look at the source code. As we can see, we have these folders. In APIs, we have all the APIs, and each folder corresponds to a controller in the backend. Let's have a look at items, for example. Each API is exported as an object, and each key returns a method which corresponds to an endpoint in the backend. So when we use it, we can simply code items.getAll to use this method. And in assets, we have the logo image. In components, we have all the components that are used across the application. In lib, we have an Exos instance, which has an interceptor to intercept JWT. We also have AWS S3 instance to host our images. In pages, we have all the pages of our application. And in utils, we have all the utility functions such as compose, debounce, and throttle. Now let's take a look at our component structure. In our design discussion, we noticed this application would contain dozens of similar pages, models, and forms. Therefore, we made them reusable components. So in components, we can see page, model, and form here. For example, we put common methods and layouts and data in the page component. And when we create a new page, we can simply config the page component. For example, the inventory page. You can just put in the header props or search bar props, and we can create a new page in a few minutes, which made our development very convenient. Another highlight for this project is that we made the tables and forms configurable. Each page has a fields file, which is like a configuration file. We define all fields attributes in this file, such as keys, title, label, and component, and formatter here. With all these features, we've made these components so reusable that we can use this field to create our new page in a few minutes. We also made the routes configurable. In routes, which is here, we've made all the URL, title, the path, component, and permissions in one file, and it's reused in app and navbar. Also, homepage here, so we can config the pages in just one file. Now, before we wrap up, I'm going to talk a little bit about our project management. We have a team of 5, and 2 of them are working full-time, but we managed to ensure that every team member has chances to practice both front-end and back-end. We also managed to follow agile methodology. We discussed product requirements and created backlogs before starting. We held daily stand-up meetings and complete a sprint every week. I really appreciate all of my team members. They all did an amazing job. So that's all for our presentation. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you.